You are now tuning in to Can I Get a Witness? Today's special guest is Lakeisha Moore, who shares her testimony of how she overcame poverty, domestic violence, depression, and alcoholism, all through the power of God.
So, a little bit about me. I was born in a small town in eastern North Carolina, Wilson, North Carolina, home of the best barbecue in the world, to Brenda Sharp and Johnny Ray Sharp. My upbringing was a little bit unusual because my sister and I, and along with my mother, I was raised in a house at the time that did not have a bathroom and running water. This made my childhood very isolated. I didn't have any friends who came over to spend the night at the house. When they did come, we were always hoping that you would be in and out and not ask, hey, can I use your bathroom? Because we really didn't have one for them to use. But for the most part, my childhood was very normal. My mother was a single parent, and she scrimped and saved and scrapped trying to make ends meet, and they just never seemed to meet. My childhood was a little tough growing up because I actually had to haul water for us to take baths. I had to haul water for us to take to wash dishes. I had to haul water for us to cook. And I remember being so embarrassed as I was hauling this water down the road thinking, what if one of my friends from school saw me? But at that time, we couldn't do any better. My mother was struggling. My great-grandmother was with us who was elderly. So we just did the best that we could at that time. Around high school, my high school time, we actually moved into the housing projects. And for us, this was a step up. We were excited. We had indoor plumbing. We had, was able to go take a shower whenever we wanted to. We were just so, you would have thought that we won the lottery, being able to move somewhere that had a bathroom and running water. And that's when my cousins and I started to get in trouble. I started skipping school. I started hanging out, even though my mama told me, no, don't go out of the house. But it was that country girl getting her first taste of the quote unquote big city life. So I got a little buck wild in my teenage years, but I did graduate from high school. I'm a graduate of E.T. Bedingfield High School, class of 1995. Gosh, this seems like it was so long ago. My high school years, they were pretty much uneventful. I was a little bit of a loner, didn't have a whole lot of close friends. I was teased a lot because of my weight, and that just kind of made me withdraw into myself. But like I said, I was able to graduate from high school, and I guess me hanging out with my cousins doing things that I knew that my mother did not want me to do was a way of me establishing my independence from her. So my life from 1995, when I graduated from high school, up until 2004 was pretty uneventful. I did the standard things that people did. Graduated from high school, didn't go to college, got a full-time job. My very first full-time job made $7.36 an hour, and I thought I was doing something. But I did know that I was destined for more, so I made the transition from Wilson, North Carolina, up to the big city of Raleigh. Again, very uneventful. Got my first apartment. Things were going good. Around about 2004, little did I know that things were going to be changed very drastically. That's when I met my son's father, and I thought he was what I wanted, and I thought he was what I needed. Because I remember praying to God, and I said, God, I want to be somebody's wife and somebody's mom. And yes, Lord, I was somebody's wife. We dated for a couple of months, and then I found out I was pregnant. So I was like, hey, let's get married. Yes, I did propose to him. That should have been my first red flag right there. But we got married. Wedding was beautiful, beautiful wedding, awesome honeymoon. We honeymooned at Disney, and I had little Vargas growing inside of me. But after Vargas was born, that's when things started taking a really bad turn. He became very verbally abusive. He called me everything but a child of God. And there are some things that happened, that transpired while I was with him, that I will probably take to my grave, or just be a conversation between me and God. Around 2007, he and I separated. And as a celebration of that separation, I had a drink. It was just one drink. I think I may have done a couple of shots. Everything was cool and well and everything, but little did I know that that was going to set me down a dark path that lasted from 2007 until 2014. So 7 years. Left him, moved in with my sister, and I started drinking like a fish. It was not a day that went by that I didn't have a drink. And I'm not just talking about a couple of shots to unwind. At the height of my drinking resume, I guess you could say, I was drinking a fifth a day. It started out where I would wait until Vargas went to sleep and I would start drinking. But then it got earlier and earlier and earlier and earlier until I could barely wait to get off work before I was taking a shot. My sister put me out because she did not want to see her big sister go down like that. I did go into treatment. This is my third time getting and staying sober. First time I did it because I wanted my mama to be quiet. I was tired of her talking to me. I was tired of her talking to me about how I was ruining my life. I knew I was ruining my life, but at that time, I really wanted to die. I didn't feel like I was desirable. I didn't feel like I was worth anything. But I went into treatment, came out, went back into treatment, and came out. And I remember the last time, as I'm going up and down this roller coaster, I lost my job. I lost my place to stay. I almost lost custody of my son. And the last time I remember having this conversation with God. I said, you're either going to kill me or you're going to save me. But I can't keep living like this. Because I wasn't living. I was just existing. My son was watching me. There would be nights that I would put food out for him like he was a puppy. Because I knew I was going to drink to the point of blacking out. It's not something that I'm proud of. But I thank God that he brought me through it. That he did not kill me when I asked him to. Alcoholism is a very selfish demon. It told me when to get up. It told me when to go to sleep. It told me when to take a bath. It told me when to be a mother. It almost destroyed the most precious gift, aside from salvation, that God gave me, which was my son. Vargas told me one time, he asked me one time, he said, Mom, you remember when you used to drink? And I said, yes, baby, of course I do. He said, do you remember that time that you were mean to me? That you yelled at me? He said, I saw a monster that day, Mommy. And the sad part is, I don't remember it. That thing had such control over me that a lot between 2007 and 2014 is a blur. There were times that I drove drunk with my child in the car. But I had it. I was good. Knowing now that it was nothing but the grace of God that kept me. Times that I was in there cooking, and my mama's biggest fear was always that I was going to burn the house down with me and Vargas in the car. And then there was that one day that I was supposed to be picking Vargas up. I was so drunk that I could not go and get him from summer camp. And I still to this day don't know how my mama got from Raleigh to Chapel Hill as fast as she did. But she was so angry with me. I had never seen my mama that. She looked like she wanted to do something to me. And I'm trying to, I literally did not know what was going on. People had been calling. Mama had been calling. My front door was somehow open. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you what happened. And she said, I'm going to take you to the hospital. Okay, fine, whatever, mama. And they let me go to sleep in the hospital. And if anybody who knows anything about alcoholism, there's 2 drugs that you're supposed to medically detox from. Benzos are the one. Alcohol is the other. You're not supposed to let someone who has drank as much as I have go to sleep. But they did. And I was mad. I could get a little piece of attitude when I was drunk. So I walked from UNC Hospital to my house, which is for Raleigh is the equivalent of pretty much me walking from Wake Med to Capitol Boulevard. I was hot. I was so mad at them people, but I think at the end of the day, I was more mad at myself. Like, this is the 3rd time you've done this drinking thing, Keisha. When are you going to get it? Like, when is it going to stick? And I called my mama because she did leave my cell phone. And I said, yeah, I'm walking home. And now, none of the things that I did made sense. But at that time, it made sense to me. And she said the only thing she could see was me stepping off the curb, drunk, and getting hit by a car. And getting that phone call. So I walked home. She came and picked me up. My sister had my house key. We had to call housing authority to come and let me in the house. And I remember and she looked in all my usual spots for my liquor because she knew I had some. Even with all of that commotion that had gone on, she knew I had some liquor in the house. And I did. But there was a hole that I had in my mattress that was my little hiding spot, so she didn't look there. And she was like, okay, I'm going on to work. And you do whatever you need to do, but you need some help. And I still had attitude. I'm grown. She can't tell me what to do. And I'm laying there, I'm drinking, and I'm thinking. Oh, my God, I really don't want to die. I know I'm committing slow suicide. But if you would just save me, just one last time. And I'm drinking, and I picked up the phone, and there's this place in Chapel Hill, it's the Freedom House. And I remember calling the man, and I said, I need some help. Y'all got to come get me. And he's like, okay, well, give me your name and what's going on. I said, I'm drunk, and I'm just tired. That was the day, that was July the 9th, 2014. And I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I can't go to sleep and wake up one more day hating myself, hating to look at myself in the mirror, hating for my child to see me this way. I can't keep doing this. So I went into treatment, did the detox. Detox is horrible. Detox is, I lost an entire day. But I came out on the other side and I'm like, okay, this is it. This is it. I don't know. I have another relapse in me, but I don't know if I have another recovery in me. And I'm not going to chance it. I can't. I can't because they say it gets harder and harder every time you relapse. And I know how hard it was this last time. I have a wonderful 13-year-old son who thinks that I walk on water. I have a church family. I have a church family who loves me, and I love them, and it's not worth it today. I don't care. Lights get cut off, car get repossessed, house catch on fire. As long as me and Vargas get out, there is no, I can say today that there is nothing worth me drinking over. It's really not that bad. It's not that bad, so you might have to edit this part out. But my plea to the person who's thinking about drinking, to the person who's thinking about taking your life, don't do it. Just don't do it. Today, I'm a proud member of the New Destiny Worship Center leadership team. Today, people trust me. Today, people love me. And it's from that bumbling, stumbling down drunk to this. God is truly amazing. And the fact What's even more amazing is that with my audacity to tell him to kill me or to save me, and he chose to save me, he's awesome. He's wonderful. There are no words. Now, that's not to say now that I ain't messed up in other areas, and that's another video for another time. That's another video for another time. But to have someone who was drinking a fifth of vodka every day to bring me to a point where I was in a hotel room a couple of weeks ago that had a mini bar in it. I went in there, got my little Coca-Cola. They got Ciroc. They got everything you want. I got my Coca-Cola and I closed the door. The power of God causes you to be able to close the door on some things that before would have trapped you up. So you can't tell me God ain't real. You can. I'm not going to believe you. I might argue with you a little bit. But for somebody who used to be able to drink a fifth of vodka a day, I'm sleeping with the thing that was trying to kill me. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. That's the power of God. So, my brother and my sister, if you are dealing with that demon called alcohol, please know that there is a way out. I love you. I'm praying for you. I'm rooting for you. And know that God has you. And if you are looking for a place to come and worship, please feel free to find me at New Destiny Worship Center at 101 Donald Ross Drive, where your future surely is greater than your past.